And Kevin, as you take a look at the 2024 season, that's a season that you had to run all the way to the World Series. When you digest it and take notes of what happened throughout the entirety of the season, do you take down notes and say, we should probably work away from these types of things and we need more of this?
Absolutely. Every year is a learning experience for everyone. How we give our messaging to players, how we give our messaging to coaches. There are certainly things that happened even in the World Series that are items that we're going to try to address moving forward. But everything's a learning experience, and we take notes on just about everything that happens. So.
One player who was not at the major league level in 24 is Caleb Durbin. But we've heard Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone talk about the impact that he could have in 25. What gives you the confidence that Durbin can be impactful at the major league level next year?
He's a grinder. He does a little bit of everything. I think he's continued to get better and make adjustments to his game. He was a really high contact guy that didn't have a lot of impact in his bat. He made a lot more impact in 2024. He runs the bases well. He defends. He brings a little bit of everything, and he's a player that I think is exciting to watch, that fans will enjoy watching.
Is there a name out there or a couple of guys that you expect to make an impact that fans maybe wouldn't be expecting?
Yeah, I think there's a number, and we've had some success behind the plate. We've talked about a couple catchers already, but we have a couple that are knocking on the door. A guy named Rafa Flores, who got up to Double-A this year. Another guy that has big power and good skills behind the plate. Great leader. J.C. Escara, great story. He's 29 years old, came over from independent ball, was just added to the 40-man roster, and I think he's going to make a difference as well.
Kevin, when Bob asked you at the beginning of the interview things that you might have taken notes on and things you might want to change, I think you made a subtle reference perhaps to some of the things that didn't go well in the World Series. Tim Naring yesterday talked about want to be fundamentally sound. It's got to start at the lowest levels. How do you make sure that that's a priority and that's something that carries through the whole farm system? I
think it becomes easy to overlook at times, but it also becomes easy to point out when you have such a high spotlight opportunity with what happened in the World Series. So, I mean, we're not going to sit there and watch that video over and over, but I think we can note that sometimes the little things are the difference between winning and losing, and it makes it easier for us to throw that on the schedule. Hey, we're going to work on cuts and relays. We're going to work on some of those fundamental things that people don't really want to work on all the time, but there's a reason for it.
Any changes sorry, Bob, any changes you foresee in the way you approach things this upcoming season?
Well, one of the biggest changes is that we have a lot of staff to replace. One of the exciting things is having, players get called up to the big leagues, but I probably spend more time with staff than I do with players, and we've had a lot of staff get major league opportunities that have come up through our minor league system. So there's a lot of work there. But, things we've talked about, but the main thing, pitching, hitting, defense. Hopefully we're in the World Series again next year.
See, that's different because we talk about player acquisitions at the winter meetings. Kevin's talking about coaching acquisitions as well, and a lot of holes to fill. Kevin, as always, thanks. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.